Hi Capricorn, welcome to Pandora Astrology's monthly horoscope for August of 2020. We've got some Mars activity building up, and Venus and Mercury are up to stuff as usual, and a couple of moons to tell you about. Let's begin with Mars. Hey Julia, what's going on for Capricorn this month?
Well, a lot, Jamie. So, hey there, Capricorn. Now, Mars, the planet of activity and drive, is slowing down this month. It doesn't go retrograde quite yet. That's going to be next month. But as it slows down, it tends to bring up some of the themes that the retrograde cycle symbolizes. So, themes of frustration, especially with how you apply your energy. And this is all, Jamie and I made a video about Mars's retrograde cycle this year and how it's going to affect world events. So, you should probably check that out too. But in terms about how it's going to affect you personally, Capricorn, this cycle is going to be occurring in your fourth house of family and home. So you could face some blockages, frustrations with your family members, the people you live with. Also, maybe your home as well, like, appliances kind of breaking down, for example. So that's something to watch out for. And Mercury, the planet of communication and mentation, is moving direct and fast. It enters the sign of Leo on August 4th, which correlates with your 8th house. Now, the 8th house is a very deep house. It's a very probing house. It can represent investigation and research of all kinds. So your mind is going to be extra probing this month. You're going to be wanting to read between the lines and go underneath the surface of things. It can be a good time for research as long as you don't let yourself get too paranoid too, because that's another symptom of this transit as well. Now, Venus, the planet of relationships, beauty, she's also moving direct and fast. She enters the sign of Cancer on August 7th, which is awesome because that correlates with your 7th house of partnership. So this is a wonderful transit for you in your relationship if you have one. Venus brings harmony and pleasure wherever she is, so you could be really enjoying your partner a lot at this time. And if you are single, this is a great time to go online and maybe, throw some, I'm trying to think of a fishing metaphor here, but, throw some bait out there and see what bites and, connect with somebody new.
Mm. Well, we've got a couple of moons to look at. Also, we have got a full moon happening first on August 3rd, and you can see the sun is in the 8th house opposite the moon in the 2nd house. And this is the axis of money. The moon being in the 2nd house, that's the house of your own money, as opposed to the 8th house, which is the monies that you share with other people. So this moon is also a very stubborn moon because it's in fixed signs and there's a square to Uranus. So wouldn't it all be surprising if there are some arguments that you find yourself having where you're having a lot of strong feelings about, this is mine and that's yours and this is ours. And you may be feeling rebellious or reactive or ready for some big paradigm shifts relative to money because of that. So look for that under the full moon. And then later in the month, we have a new moon, also in the 8th house, hanging out with Mercury right here on the 18th. This one is a lot more easeful. It involves a grand trine, which always sort of smooths things out when there are a lot of trines going on. And so this little Leo bundle here trines Mars in Aries and also the South Node in Sagittarius. And it's really a very good moon for speaking your mind, for getting the word out, which is kind of funny to say because that falling in your 8th house it's such a private area that you might not want to speak out or really be heard or deliver a big message, which is really what this moon is very good for. But if you've been doing that research that Julia was talking about, you might want to, broadcast the results of what you've been discovering, even if it's just that you've been reading your boyfriend's phone and you just found out that he's sleeping with somebody else. Hopefully not. I'm not even saying that's going to happen, but that urge can be there when Mercury passes through your 8th house to like discover other people's secrets. So watch out for that one. Well, Capricorn, I think that's all we've got for you this month. If you wanted a reading, those 8th house themes would really be the ones to address. And that means intimacy and sharing of all kinds, And so a reading that targets relationships might be the one that you would want. Probably the lifelong love reading, or maybe the blissful union couples reading. And Julia and I are available to help you with that. If you want, you can find us on the services page at pandoraastrology.com/services. You can find more horoscopes like this one on our YouTube channel, Pandora Astrology, or the horoscopes page on our site, Pandora Astrology. And until next month, we'll see you around the cosmos. Bye.
Bye-bye.